Yesterday, Belgium's federal prosecutor announced that former MEP Antonio Panzeri, who was arrested in corruption charges in December, has agreed to cooperate with Belgian authorities.
Par cet accord, Monsieur Panzeri s'engage à...
As part of the agreement we have made, Mr. Panzeri is committing to certain things, namely information about corrupt individuals, information about financial leads, information about benefits received, a whole set of information that will allow the investigation to move forward. And in return, he will receive a punishment that will be real, but will be lighter than normal. My comment will be no comment. Belgian authorities are seeking the extradition of Panzeri's daughter, who is currently under house arrest in Italy. In December, an Italian court agreed to hand over the politician's wife to Belgian authorities. According to investigators, both women were involved in corruption. We must realize that all the suspects in this scandal will be concerned about themselves and their own future. If there will be any revelations, they must be approached with detachment. A suspect is a person who faces the risk of spending years behind bars, so they can do anything to improve their fate. A new vice president of the European Parliament was elected in Strasbourg this afternoon.
I read now the results. Marc Angel, 307. Marc Angel has been elected vice president of the European Parliament. Congratulations.
The discredited Eva Kaili will be replaced by a party colleague from the Socialists and Democrats. We voted against this candidacy, and I was convinced that the political faction should bear responsibility for the fact that so many of its prominent politicians today are in the circle of suspicion, that they are the ones who are mainly, or rather exclusively, affected by this biggest corruption scandal to date. Yesterday, there was a heated debate in the EU Parliament regarding the corruption scandal. There were bitter words from the rostrums directed at the Eurocrats. This is hypocrisy, and it is sad that now we all have to be ashamed of our colleagues and actually be subject to such a kind of collective responsibility and negative evaluation by the voters. What's more, it is corruption. It is political corruption that has brought Europe to the situation we are in today. We will never allow Poland to be mocked by bribe takers from Brussels. MEPs from the factions of the European Conservatives and Reformists wanted a commission of inquiry in the EU Parliament. But unfortunately, the parliamentary majority did not agree to the establishment of an investigative commission. We think this is wrong. Examples were given as arguments that the rules of procedure do not allow or that the procedures are not right. Last week, Parliament Speaker Roberta Metsola outlined a series of reforms in response to the corruption scandal. Rules on meetings between MEPs and lobbyists are to be tightened. MEPs' asset declarations are to be presented in more detail. Their post-term activities are also to be regulated.